Search and destroy. The first four are so strong for FaZe. These are the two hard points they would probably pick. We know that their hard point has been a little bit 50-50, but here on land, it has looked great.
It has, but it hasn't been the biggest body of work. Just one series to their name. So yeah, you get probably your two top hard points. FaZe get Rewind, they get Red Card, but they're battling against the four-man of Optic. They're battling against this venue, trying to make a run and maybe win their third event on the year. For Optic, it's been the top 8 story throughout the course of the year. It was a question of whether or not they were to qualify for champs. Job 1, done. You're qualified for champs. Job 2, can you make a run? Can you win an event? It starts now. Map 1, Optic, FaZe. And Shotzi will try to get loose early and often. For the other side, Simp, terrific at hardpoint yesterday after really a down period for him in hardpoint. It's been sensational in search. Hardpoint has not been there. What is he going to bring? But that's 3 on the feed now for Optic, looking for the final player. It's Simp that's going to be tucked away. Pops and gets 1, but doesn't turn it into more.
Yeah, I mean, Simp, the only player right now on the team. Him and Draza to find a couple of kills. You find the first 15, 20 seconds on the clock, and Optic, they flip the spawns behind that Shotzi route, but there you go, 3 gonna go down, everybody finding kills. It is all down to Shotzi once again, all 4 wiped off the map at the right time for Atlanta FaZe. They're gonna set up for this P2. Looking good here on Rewind early. And
these are some big gunfights. Rise the new hardpoint is about to pop. Can you continue to spawn out Optic deep? So far, they're winning all the fights. Dashy is able to get 1 entry. You're gonna have a fight top side of the street as Mercules gets a pick. The timing horrible for Draza. He's not gonna catch it. So now the pinch is in for Optic. Celium wins 1, but the pressure is here. The contest is already in.
BZ's gotta go big, right? He's gonna set up this pinch. Who is gonna lose that gunfight? So split spawns are there for FaZe, but you're gonna take this all day. You had the early rotation. Mercules now able to find a kill. Both teams battling for control, and there is the brace. Shotzi, double positive.
Hell of a start from Shotzi and hell of a break from Optic, trying to turn this into more. If they can continue to break like that, strong chance to take this opening map. Here comes the next big push from Atlanta FaZe. 2 for 2 so far until Mercules, the difference maker. Optic will get this time. FaZe will try to set up for next and just get kills in transition, try to cut off from ult.
Yeah, we saw that graphic, right, for on the dash. The biggest thing here for Atlanta FaZe was their holds got much better. 90% hold, right? That was what they were known for. Their rotations early in the year, but then it got away from them. Dropped down to 50% or so, but they're already a big break. We'll see if it gets better because they do have the spawns, but already pressure on this P3. Sim's able to win that first gunfight, but you get them off the time again.
Off the time and into the point. Dash able to chain together 2. Another big one-on-one. It's going to go to Shotzi. So early time for FaZe, early break for Optic. They continue to do this, and they're going to be winning a map 1. A little help from a vehicle there for Draws and FaZe, but so far the early holds have not really paid off for FaZe at all.
Yeah, now you're waiting for Selim. He's going to spawn out, but Shotzi's actually going to read this. He knows he is the one player that probably has to deal with this spawn. Him and Mercules able to deal with him, and Selim a slow start. I mean, this is a guy, he has a couple of rewinds under his belt this year that has literally won his team the game. The guy can drop 40 plus on this map, but here's a big test for FaZe again. You have the P4 rotation a couple of seconds before this is gonna pop. Can Optic find another break?
We have a classic in the making. Optic Texas, big off their breaks. They are up early. Let's go to Listen with the Optic boys.
Where is he? You should go right.
Time. Yo, peeking out of time. Really peeking out of time.
I can't even. What guy's back on him? Did he see me?
I don't know.
Solid time.
He's backing up 18. He's backing up 18. Stay alive. Anybody close.
Right there.
Back
up. 8. What did we back up, guys?
Yo, top 18. He's going to the back office. Back office right now.
He's back office. Back row.
There's 2. He's spawned out. He's short is weak. One guy's mid street.
Okay, one more back truck.
One shot P3. One shot P3.
Okay.
He's on the heady.
I got one glass here.
I'm gonna try to get right. Get up. He's P3 hit by Nate. Mark it mid.
P3.
One's right on me. One's right on me.
I'll see the P3. I left them.
On the truck. Dead.
Watch out, deep left.
Alright, we're missing 8.
8
could have got through.
Yeah, you remember 8? He was P3, right?
Yeah, I have no idea where this guy is.
I don't know where he got through.
Nothing's
What's on me? Yo, truck, got the truck. Deep truck.
I'm trying to hold your Zig, bro.
Yes, Sips, enter 18 on me.
I have your help. I have your adder.
Enter on me.
Okay. I have your Zig. I have your Zig.
Wait, the PC's P2.
Okay. Nice, good up.
Yo, outer dump one short time.
Outer dump.
Yeah, P2.
One shot. Yo, their side. All good.
We're gonna wrap.
Two white crate, one push out our side. There's two here, two on you.
He's kind of weak. There's two.
Spawn deep.
Top 18, dead.
One their
Yeah,
side.
Jaws is here. Goes their side, dude.
You ran their side.
You inner, to the right. One just one gen.
Their side are really Abe.
Stay left, stay left.
Their side
Ames one shot, Ames one shot.
Yeah, they're side hill, they're side hill.
I
There's
agree,
two,
I agree.
there's two side hill.
Well, they're both weak, they're both weak.
On the right, Abe.
They're all weak.
He's one shot, he's one
Going
shot.
under there. I have your right, I have your right.
Zig really weak. Watch that Zig.
Stay
Middle
in.
hill.
Yep. I'm
Middle hill,
nading
their
back
side.
time, nading back time. He shot.
That's what I was pitching, yes, that's what I'm-
Yeah, one guy's pinching.
Turn around. I don't see anything close. He's zig still.
Their side.
There's two on
only
top.
10.
One second.
Zig weak, Zig weak. Chubby.
Nice, dude. I'm gonna
On me, on me, on me.
I'm not retreat.
On with that.
There's gonna be one street.
The map 1 battle continues, but it's FaZe out front. We're gonna double dip. Let's go to the comms with FaZe.
Streamer.
I see anything blue. I see anything blue. I see anything blue.
Deep street.
Front left hill, the other box. One's on street. Tyler, he's in blue.
Stage Brandon, okay?
One's in blue.
Stage Brandon.
Yeah, I'm gonna be blue.
Yeah, double hole. I'm with you. I'm
One more. I see him deep street. I think he might have flipped. Back B2, yeah. And back B2 on me. And there's two back B2. Two back B2, they spawn there.
Shit, watch out. Kyler, we got time. There's 20 P2 that you're blocking.
On time, Kyler, one shot.
20 P2 that you're blocking.
One more time, man. And last guy. Time it once. He's going to blue hole. Nice. They're still spawning there.
Give me time. Give me time. Radio, Kyler.
I'll see it. In the back, yeah, going in the back.
One's dumpster, two back.
Back first.
Other guy dumpster.
Back radio. I'm laying down.
I'm in back dumpster.
Yeah, they're spawning there.
Back radio. In radio. He's just screaming. I'm trying to aim.
Yes, ready, Marcus. I'm mid right now. I'm front.
One more time, and we.
One shot.
And
I'm in front.
Two in radio.
One shot front. Brandon, one shot
Nice,
front.
more radio on you. Radio.
Radio front.
Sit on me, MC. On the cop car.
I spawned up front. Yo, it's spawning parallel.
Stay alive.
There's spawning parallel.
Yeah.
They can be mid.
Child, this content.
I don't see him.
Yeah, let's pinch you.
Blue, but anytime one.
Nice.
Anytime one.
On time, Merc. Weak on time, Merc.
Hey, spawn up front.
Middle Brandon. Yeah, he went blue.
From a battle to a war, lead changes in, and Optic Texas go out in front. Next point, ready to pop as Draza's winning gunfights out street side.
Yeah, but Hook's already out, and I mean, listen, I think if you are Optic, you are happy about this, that you have this lead. Another P2 where FaZe had an early break, but you just kept it messy. Two players were able to play their life for so long, and well, it didn't allow FaZe to earn any of that time. So now you're up 6, and now you have P3 control. You have the spawns for P4. This is a chance for them to take over in map 1.
And we have seen Mercules from this hard point, from that position, just be disgusting. His awareness is so good, no unnecessary movement. He can be a monster. We're watching Dashy right now, though, as he's trying to get the cover from deep. Great shots into a couple, but not actually able to get the kill. And this is what I'm talking about, his ability to survive. Finally gonna get pushed out and dropped. Draws is able to chain it into 2, but you still have Hook here trying to heat up. He was 11 and 17, now on 4 straight, battling back towards even. Minor lead for Optic Texas, 10 seconds remaining on the point.
But Hook's been the guy a couple of times. It takes some routes to flip them to spawns. And they kind of heard in the listen there for FaZe. They were trying to find him. He gets a big kill to stall things out. But FaZe now, it is going to be their turn to break this P4. You see Hook and Dashy, they're going to spawn up right next to this hill. Shotzzy fighting courtyard, just trying to buy his team some time. And they have so much space to work with.
Up 20, and Optic now back into the point. They're finding kills in layers. They've got freedom towards the objective. Hook's POV for now, avoiding the car, looking to line up the shots. Celium gets one to open, and Aid's gonna hit deep, and that's gonna lead to a pick. 5 straight for Shotzzy, but 2 teammates are dead. Where's their spawn gonna come in? They still get 1 spawn safe. The last player gonna spawn safe as well, so you can still fight this from the deep position, but the push is now here for FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe just want to break up some of this time, but Mercules with 3, able to hold on to the final 20. Put them around over 200 points, but FaZe probably the best P5 team in the game. We saw it on the first rotation, how chaotic this hill can be. This is their chance to get back into it.
What a moment for Mercules, but what a map from Shotzzy. Approaching 30, here goes our next point. How good can FaZe be here? It depends on this, whether we're gonna have a battle down to the final moments of this map 1. Oh, Abizi's gripping him. Got one, finding kills. He's done it 4 or 5 times this year, and he's just having his way with him.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is it keeps Dashy out of the game, right? It makes it a 4 versus 3 for such a long time. And well, those first 20 seconds clean here for FaZe. But now here comes the pressure from Optic Texas. Mercules knows his teammates get dropped, just trying to get rid of those trophies. A close spawn, the contest is in. But as I said, it just feels like this is where FaZe thrives.
They are thriving. Abizi's thinking about it again, but instead he's going to get Gunny up, able to chain that into 2. Not the third, though. The movement, flinky there from Shotzi as he's able to get in. Next up the bat will be Cell. 20-point advantage right now for Optic. 10 seconds remaining here. We'll see who gets the final bit of time. It looks like with Simps win, they'll get all this, and we'll have a tight one into our 3rd set. Back to mid-map we go. Let's battle it out in DVD.
Yeah, but you already have P2 spawns. If you were Optic, you were able to flip that map. So now if you are Draza and the rest of FaZe, you just want to keep him off this time. Draw a sub out. Well, he will flip those spawns. So Optic now just going to try to get as much as they can, selling him with some big kills, playing his life, making them have to focus on him. Hook again, trying to take the route, but in the middle of the street goes the rest of the fights.
Hook's route gets stiffed out. He gets dropped. Every second, though, vital late in this one. A great
Shotzi stays
there
alive.
from Shotzi. Massive life, but the hard point will be white for now.
Watch Hook again. He's going to try to find the timing through Burger. Celium going to try to watch that route. Draza with some great shots.
He got
but
through.
number one, he is
through.
through. Cell's going to have to turn right away. The rest of Optic don't spawn with him, but again, he does this. Now everyone on FaZe has to worry about Hook.
Cell's gonna be caught in no man's land. He'll get dropped. 2 gonna pop for FaZe and try to wrap this back. You have numbers if you're Optic Texas. The setup to hold and win this game, but the spawn is closed for FaZe, and here goes the massive battles towards the point.
Shotzi's gonna repitch this. Shotzi's gonna find one on a repitch. Abizi's gonna take it down. Finally, FaZe get control.
There's control, and how much control will it be? The breaks have been brilliant for Optic Texas throughout this. They need another big one. The separation, 20 points once again. Both teams over 200. Simp winning big one-on-ones as Draws and Cell line up the headshots from deep. Still 30 seconds remaining here, and he's going to take another victim. He is a sicko.
That is a quick reload time for Abizi, but all the pressure right through the front. He's able to find Shotzi, Dashy, take it down. All 4 dead, and this is going to put them around 240.
Can't win it, though. Can't win it here. We're going to see another hard point. Abizi 27 and 26 with some massive moments in this one. Close range win for Draws. Same can be said for Abizi, and they are now out in front. Approaching a 240, 10 needed for the win. It is Optic, though, with the early setup. They need the hold of a lifetime here in the map 1. One break from FaZe, and this one is done. They got one opening pick. Here go FaZe. Simp wins another. Mercules has got to go crazy. He's only able to get one. You've got numbers, I thought, in the street, but Optic have done enough to battle. There's the clearance on the point, though. Simp trying to soak up time, but can't stay alive.
Simp does have a storm.
Not going to do it. You have a streak to work with, as you said, but all the kills come out of Optic Texas. They take out everybody. 240, 240. Hellstorm in. Away we go. What can Simp find from the skies? Takes out one. Everybody flying forward now. The hardpoint white and Ingo FaZe. 10 needed for the win. It's Shotzi that finds an opening through the backside.
Shotzi got another one. He got another one.
2. Optic back in, and we've got a tie game. Shotzi continues to find kills. Will it be Simp? Will it be Shotzi, who is massive in the final moments as Dashy falls? 246, 246. Nobody's winning here. It's the rotation as Abizi gets a triple. Map 1 is done.
He gets all 4 at the end, and Shotzi, who I thought was going to close out the game, they knew his position. He wins a big one-on-one versus Celium. Then the second, somehow, though, Simp goes on a route, gets a double. The hill is white. Everybody battling for control, and it's Abizi with the sub who finds all 4 to close out an insane rewind on Hardpoint.
I forgot to breathe, bro. I thought I was about to pass out. That was unbelievable. What a finish. Everything you wanted in this matchup. Well, I guess unless you're an Optics fan, and we're hoping for the map 1 win, but for COD, that was an awesome map 1. 250 to 246, superstars trading blows. Shotzi puts up 41. Simp has some incredible breaks. BZ, was it 2 grabs, 3 grabs? I mean, who's doing that in this moment, bro?
Just
He's
him.
a sicko.
Just him. Yeah, I mean, again, just what that does as well. You give a 4 versus 3.
And he got a killer 2 both times.
Yeah, you get somebody off of the map. I mean, it ends up paying dividends. But here's a look at the last 60 seconds. This is wild.
I blacked out and just screaming shit. You talk to me about what went down.
Yeah, I mean, so Simp has the Hellstorm. I mean, Optic do a really good job. You're spawning Burger. You're forcing them to have to run at you. You're trading on the hill. And well, I think at 240, 230, Simp's like, all right, I have a Hellstorm. I'm going to call right away. Wait for me. But what happens is all of his teammates die. So they're coming off a spawn. He's going to get the info. You're going to find the 1 kill on the hardpoint. Everybody else from Optic is going to survive. And again, you have the call-outs, right? You know where Shotzi is. The problem is, though, he wins a massive gunfight versus Celium. Or sorry, versus Draza, and then he's able to find the second. He gets the angle onto the player on the hill. But somehow Simp here just runs on up and hits the player who just has to stay down there. He's just got to stay down, and maybe they win this map. So then you have another stalemate. You have the spawns, and Abizi just runs at him and kills all 4.
Abizi with the quad to end it. What a finish. You had moments for everybody on FaZe, but I think Abizi, bro, if he's going to be playing like that, this is maybe a team capable of winning another tournament. Whether it was taking victims, taking names, sensational stuff out of him, and just a classic map 1 as we check out the game flow.
And I mean, listen, a lot of back and forth, but I think the key is some of the big breaks from Optic, right? You were winning rotations if you were FaZe, and this is what this team in the past has done versus you if you are FaZe. They like to keep things messy, right? This sort of who can Shotzi duo. They find their openings, they're annoying, and you heard in the listenings, like they were trying to track Kyler multiple times, had no idea where he was to make a big impact play, but the P5s for FaZe get them back into the game, and then it's all on that rotation.
And sometimes you live or die by Hook. I mean, he has some amazing routes, he'll have some amazing plays, but you said, like, you gotta stay down at the end there.
I assume he thinks nobody can shoot him courtyard because Shotzi just got 2 there.
Yeah.
Right, like he thinks Shotzi is there. That, like, I mean, Simp just runs up the middle of the street.
Yeah, just an insane timing, insane opening.
Yeah, maybe he's got to reload whatever it is.
Yeah. Shotzi found one opening, Simp found the other, but it's the play made from mid that seals it. Wow, we catch our breath and we get ready now for the S&D. S&D on land this season. Shotzi is on a tear in that particular mode. Abizi in the conversation is the greatest S&D player ever. He's having himself a year in that mode again.
Yeah, and remember FaZe yesterday, you know, the big discussion for them was like their fit, you know, their search and destroy, their control back to normal throughout stage 4. Their hardpoint still in question. Yesterday they dropped the search, they win both hardpoints. So general relock here.
And listen, let's not color it like Abizi's stat is way more impressive based on their lands. Like,
right, just how many more maps?
Yes, in going to finals and playing top teams at the end of it. Like, Optic's had a tough year on land, so like, yes, it's impressive for Shotzi, but Abizi's way, way more impressive. And these moments, we've seen a handful of these in the online portion of the league, but multiple in this situation.
It's him twice. It's him twice. He's getting so much info.
Poor Dashie, lucky Dashie. I don't know.
Good point there. Depends what he's into, but I mean, for him, I mean, Abizi just doing that and then getting fired up to close out the game with the big 4-piece.
Holy hell, what a map number 1. Both teams, though, refocus. We slow it down a bit into the search and destroy. Guns locked and loaded. Countdown is in. We're flying through the map, and we are ready to go. Give me more moments like that. Wow, we so high. It's Saturday, bro.
Yeah, this was kind of, you know, the issue maps-wise, these first 4. That was Optic's pick. You lose that, now you go to FaZe's search protocol for them. Like, not their best search and destroy, but one they've relied on all year long. Can Optic find a W to tie it up?
Pressure to them after the map 1 loss. A look at the series and how it can play out. Optic look to answer back. Map 2. Shotzi, 41 in the map 1, will look to be the opener in the search and destroy, but on the other side, you got the tiny tears. Simp has been terrific in search, considering he's the bomb carrier. His stats kind of defy logic, and there's a first blood for him.
Yeah, able to find Dasher. You're gonna expect Hook, though, if they end up wrapping B, but we know FaZe. We know what they like to do on protocol. It is all about this A-bomb site.
Yep. where a lot of teams have favored B later in the year, midway through the year, FaZe have stuck to the tried and true.
Every now and then they throw one in there, but probably 90% of the time, you know they're going to this lower bomb site.
So it's going to be how to Optic deal with it. We're going to talk about that a lot probably in this map too when you're talking Optic on the defense. Sip able to get his second in this round. They dominate that one behind the first blood from Sip. They get PC control. Easy.
Yeah, he gets the third as well. One player was stunned on up. He just slides on through. Able to get that kill. But yeah, all stems from that first blood. You had two players trying to push up mid-gun with Hook and Dashy, maybe just trying to catch them off guard through a quick flank. Instead, a couple of nades to the forehead.
Listen, I know people know I love to talk about Sip. He's a fantastic player. But like, we're talking about Super being like the best search player recently. I think with Sip, the fact that he carries bombs is insane. We've just talked a lot about players over the years that have been bomb carriers. It's usually like
it's not a good time.
Not usually like the greatest stats. Now that is props to him and also props to his team, right? That put him in a position to plant it, but still some wild stats. In fact, he's doing that. There you get a massive pick. Mercules will get the first blood. Celium ripped out of it. Pushing up.
Now, is it BZ through? Yeah, is it BZ through? He might be through top mid. And you see number 3, Mercules, he's just kind of lurking. But Hook might be in some early trouble. I mean, BZ, I don't think they're going to expect this. And Hook is the bomb carrier. But BZ, he's going to have to snap. So you get a little bit of help there from Shotzi, but now you know the position. The good thing is, though, you still have a 2 versus 3. Ooh. And Mercules, he is starting to beam.
Yeah, you're real thankful that BZ didn't turn that into 2 kills.
No, I'm actually surprised he did. But yeah, I think he just has to snap onto the second.
Yep. If his timing's like a little bit faster, a little bit faster, he might get 2. But
or if Hook's slower, then bomb would have been down mid-gun.
100%.
Probably round.
Didn't see the first pick for Mercules, but giving him numbers early with a win over Cell. We'll track the first bloods as we continue on. But yeah, now how to Optic deal with what FaZe like to do offensively. There's a lot of different ways they like to work their way towards A, but it seems like A usually the end result.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you're going to see is one player drop Zip. If they see some nades or if they see some presence, maybe they'll go back up. But if there is nothing, they're going to throw a trophy and go. And well, all of Optic are gonna, well, a couple are gonna drop Spiral. And well, they're gonna go at this, and BZ, when he wins these gunfights, that normally secures the round.
The hammer at A. 4 versus 2, plant is in. Shotzi lurking though. We'll see if he can catch something crazy here.
He's got some really good timings. But yeah, this is just such a tough crossfire, no matter what.
There we go. Off the nade, tries to fry. Mercules able to get one as well. They're bringing it back. Sip gonna be in the corner. We're down to a 1 versus 1. Still 25 seconds to go. Cell. Shotzi. Cell gets the angle. Cell wins it, but my God, Shotzi and Mercules nearly bring that back.
I don't know how that stunt doesn't hit Cell. That would have given him the info. I don't know if it goes behind the computer, but Cell pushes on up because he knows how weak he is. Yeah, it's just behind towards the bomb.
I was literally about to say brilliant stunt, and then just didn't hit.
Yeah, he's thinking if that is like maybe towards the middle. But Abizi here's the opening too. He's got teammates firing behind him, and well, Hook just gets caught with a little panic melee.
Yeah, we thought the round was over when he got those 2. Turned out it wasn't, but whew. Ultimately, Abizi wins him the round. Tiny Terrors right now have 8 of your 9 kills. And the 2-1 advantage. Optic Texas, their turn to apply early pressure here at A.
Yeah, they're up, but you already have 2 players in Zip and Abizi all the way through plat side. So how quickly can they maybe push this Zip? But bomb's gonna be planted, so you're in a great spot if you are Optics in a 4 versus 4.
Now can they just hold? The first domino, usually the biggest.
It's gonna be on Dashy here.
Dashy able to win it. Big first blood, massive gunfight win for him. His Simp is out. The pinch kind of drops there, unless Abizi can do something, but you lose on the other side. Everybody drops. Beautiful, beautiful hold. And you heard the trophy is eaten.
Well, as soon as he throws that nade and the trophy eats it, that lets him know there's a second. He has no idea that Abizi's there, but yeah, the trophy eats it, gives him the info. And Abizi, I'm surprised he doesn't just follow that up, but maybe just hoping there's not a trophy, finds the nade kill, then he can go.
Bomb site wide open, and they take advantage. Yeah, we'll see
did he dive? Okay, yeah, he like dove, so he was prone, but it looked insane.
No, it looked absurd. Yeah, that looked absurd. A little belly flop there. D in the dirt. 2-2 now. Both teams now is going to be working to figure out their retakes or defenses over at A. Abizi does find it up the gut, and while another one where he can just call round. Mercury's another first blood though. Took out Cell a couple rounds ago. This time takes out Draws. Abizi though, my God, how is this going to work out for him? He continues to hunt. Bomb is tracking with him. What does Cell find too?
Yeah, as I say, on the other side, Shotzi's already pushed on up. They're not going to plant the bomb though, so they're waiting on a rewrap. But I'm just not going to go. They might just wait for the plant to go in and then play the 4 versus 3. Just having the information about where they are playing. And Mercules, I think he was able to spot Abizi.
We'll see if that will be the difference. 3 versus 4, plant and phase try to hold.
The problem is you have no AR back gun like normal. So both Simp and Abizi have subs out. So they have to take these close range gunfights, and the timing is awful for Simp and Abizi, all down to Cell 1 versus 3.
If he gets that one clean, maybe a real good chance to do it, but now he's in trouble. Crossfire in from everywhere. Cell is put down. Retake in for Optic, and that's just instant timing for Abizi. That works out a little bit differently. He at least gets 1. Instead, he comes away with nothing. The second he looks right, gets peeked from the left. He had a couple opportunities maybe early in the round. I think if they did lose a player early, like if Mercules doesn't kill Draws, then Abizi's probably a little more aggressive in hunting.
Yeah, because he knows that's probably a trade.
Yes.
He sees Dashy in that corner, but thinks there's a second one, a third one with him. But yeah, that's really the big story right now is Draws 0-4, known for being such a great search player. So confident, but continues to get picked early.
And Mercules, the one doing it early. He's got a couple first bloods, 6 and 3 in this map too. Right back to it, worked last time, why not? We'll work to get this free plant. And we'll see if FaZe try a different setup for the retake. Already looking different. You don't have 2 push through. They all want to hit it.
Yeah, they're just behind the car. With the car. Yeah, just 3P in that. And well behind it, Draws is going to find one finally on the board. Abizi with 2 in the round, all down to Dashy. Ooh. Hit some great shots. The problem is Bomb is being diffused. It's simple, close it out. Great plays from FaZe with the RC.
It's a much different look at the retake. Kind of spread it out and tried to pinch last time. The RC makes it a little bit different. They group up, they bully their way in. Abizi's able to get 2 on the entry. Giving Optic a different look at the hold. But yeah, the RC just
just waste time, right? You have to look at it, try to blow it up. It's also getting info. 3P around the corner. So nice little retake there from FaZe. And I think Abizi ended up getting another one with that defuse. So they're going to have another RC to play with.
And we'll see when that is thrown into the fray. Deeper we go. Couldn't find separation in the hard point. Looking that way in search.
This is 4 versus 4.
Oh, how's it play out? Draza finally getting on the board. 3 and 5, and he gets 2. Trying to get out, reposition, wrap this out quickly. Cell is trying to make sure he doesn't get caught. Will buy himself some time with the stun. Plant going through now.
They're trying to isolate him, right? Dashy goes all the way top 3. They wanted to hunt him down before he got to his teammates. The problem is Cell's so tough to kill.
You don't say.
Yeah, he's going to just play his life. But nice little rotation here out of FaZe. What do you do if you are Shotzi and Dashy?
Maybe the 2 you want alive to pull off something like this. Can they find an opener?
Oh, he got through.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Draza's like, boys, what the hell? Shotzi gets damage into Cell. Simp wins a huge one. And Simp calls the round. That nearly just got stolen away from him.
I mean, Shots even hit some insane shots on the Simp right here, where he's got to reposition before he takes the other one.
Draza's like, what in the world, guys?
Yeah, he just dives on down the staircase. Cell just couldn't see him with his FOV.
I mean, like, that's rarely how you die in heli with like that setup, bro. When you have 2 people alive, like you're supposed to be like the impossible kill, unless you're like 3v1 isolated like Cell was a couple rounds ago. That was insane. Shotzi found a wild timing in the hard point, nearly an insane moment there to bring it back in the 2v3 scenario, but can't do it. Simp up to 8 and 4, Mercules 8 and 5 on the other side. 2 very different stages of their careers, but both leading the way for their team. Shotzi, big opener, traded out though. Simp is able to chain that into 2, and then Cell is there for the help. Simp, Cell, the duo, winning the round.
Just right through a spiral. I mean, Abizi gets caught, right? Like, he's not thinking anyone's gonna chow on through, or Simp would see him, maybe Cell would see him. But they had to throw some shoulders. Simp just backs on down, lets his AR find the final kill. but they turned that round all the way through.
He's like, I'll win the close ones, you win the long ones. And we'll take the round. Back to back, and now some separation in this search and destroy.
And now if you're Optic, your last defense, you tried to hard counter, right, bottom A. Draze, he finds the multi. What do you do now? Because you know what FaZe is thinking, let's go to A.
And Simp has another double-digit search performance, 10-4, 5 straight. Draza sends it though, gets some info, but gets caught. Simp dropped as well, it is all headshots for the green wall. They needed a round. They're gonna get around, barring a BZ doing something ludicrous, but if he is trapped in and shut down. Quick one, dropped it.
And well, they try to switch it up. They go for a platform hit, and you know how I feel about platform hits. It's just one stun, and you see what the one stun does. It doesn't get caught by the trophy. Like, the timing is there, but it's just a couple of nades that are the difference. The two players that slide on through, they're not able to find those players who get into computers. That is the difference.
And if anyone was wondering if Mercules would be phased in a matchup like this, at a venue like this, he is not. 10-6, leading the team in search. They got to win 3 straight. One part of that is done. 2 more to go. They get back on offense. A slow build-up for now. Looking for any kind of opener, a freebie into aggression. Maybe it's a one-on-one fight where Mercules or Dashy can get a pick.
Well, this is spread, so you only have a couple of players down towards A. That's going to be Simp and Cell, who, well, that's all it took last round. Well, really, it's just Simp. So it's just all down to him. Everybody else is playing for info, and Abizi's going to get picked.
It's another one.
Another first blood for him.
Able to get 3. Simp is there, he hits the stun, but it's not going to matter. What is that from Dashy?
Did it 8 hit? Well, I have no idea what just happened to Simp. I'm assuming he's weak from an 8.
Yeah, it must have been an 8, because that look, look like he got 2 bulleted. Cell, 1 versus 3, otherwise we're going to a round 11. But Mercules' first bloods have been terrific. Here goes Cell. Hook's waiting for him, and Hook is putting him down. Round 11 time. 4 points separate him in the hard point. 1 final round in the search and destroy.
I thought Simp was going to make a play.
Oh, I thought he was at least getting 1.
Did he won? Yeah. I don't know what happened to him.
Hit a great stun, just got 2, but it had to be an 8, something here, right? Like, that looked insane. I know Dashy's AR hits different at close range, but like, that was real different. Guy's doing double damage. Round 11 time. The pressure building, the venue sweating. FaZe on offense, and Abizi! Of course it's Abizi with the pop! Shotzi and Hoop are gone. Bomb is getting planted.
He got a third. He almost did the same exact thing as the hard point where he gets 4 to win the game. Abizi and the FaZe nades give them the 2-man advantage, and just like that, Mercules, well, this is going to be a miracle. He's up to 12, but he's going to need 15 and a defuse.
Can't get in with the utility. Trophy going to do its job. He's got both weapons to work with, but simply too many players to deal with. It has been a story of the clutch, a story of the ice, and so far, it's all rolling the way of Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, and Abizi.
Yeah, literally almost the same as the hard point, like you said. Nearly gets all 4. I think what Simp is with 10, Heens with 9, but he has 2 rounds where he just gets 2 and calls rounds so quickly. A sensational search and destroy player. Man, Optic are battling, but it is got to be painful to be down 0-2 considering the map so far.
Yeah, and I just think there was a moment in the middle of that map where it just felt like FaZe started dominating A little bit too much, and then you have these question marks on offense. Do we go towards it? How do we stop this? They just never really had an answer. Not many teams do when it comes to FaZe on protocol.
10-6 for Simp, 1,200 damage and 5 bomb plants to go with it. Mercules going toe-to-toe with him throughout.
I mean,
he ends up with 4 first bloods.
Yeah.
They were all clean, too. Like, clean first bloods, finding incredible picks. He did his job, but the team comes up a little bit short. Now we go to Hacienda Control. That is up next. Tell me about Optic. How do they do it? How do they bring it back here, Joe?
I mean,
sell me.
It's got to be some sort of clutch, right? I mean, the way that this game has played on out, dude, it has been so close.
It has. It's everything we've wanted and more. I'm just hoping this doesn't end in 3-0 fashion and Optic come alive. Desk, talk to us about 1 and 2.
My belly is full of happiness as well. I am very excited with the footage we have witnessed so far. A 4-point game at Hardpoint that finished with a quad feed. Then you get a 3K from Abizi to close things out. What was weird, though, Abizi was negative before both of those final moments.
Yeah, he was making the biggest plays, though. I do not care about his KD. He got 2, like, body shields in the middle of the game, and the body shields are crazy. They give you a UAV, so he's getting those, calling everybody out, and both times he's getting extra kills. Abizi is quite literally at his best right now.
He's putting on a show, man.
It's fantastic.
And what I love about that final round is, like, he literally hit them with a day 1. Like, that's literally something we figured out in wagers way back, and, you know, he just hits it perfectly over the top. This was, you know, an electric search and destroy. A lot of the offensive rounds got away from Optic a little bit, getting retaken down low in computers. That just can't happen. It has to be cleaner. Aside from that, though, this was a great search and destroy, really, on both ends.
You looked at the overall first bloods. It was 6 and then 5 on the other side. Mercury's picked up 4 of them. Were the trades just so good from FaZe, or why didn't Optic get more out of it?
In the first half of it, I mean, they couldn't trade Simp. Like, they had nobody working down low with 8 computers, and then Mercury strides and keeps up. I mean, that's your AR, right? So, like, in a situation like this, you have to have your SMG step up when it comes to those trade battles and computers. And even then, like, the B side of the map, you can't let BZ lob a frag over the top mid and get 2 keys. You know, like, that's 2 first bloods right off the bat for Optic Texas, and it's kind of the same story when you go back to that hard point.
Yeah.
We are so blessed, though. Can we just remember, we saw a 4-point hardpoint, a 1-round search and destroy between 2 of the biggest orgs in Call of Duty history, and this is just halftime, Chance.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. The crowd is phenomenal as well, but with games this close, I honestly kind of want to tip it again to Mercury's. Like, I know he's a rookie. He has a little bit of land experience, but, like, this is as nerve-wracking can get outside of a grand finals, and he's delivering. 4 first bloods, double digits in S&D. He's been phenomenal. Sounds calm in the listening. Still looking like one of the best players on a team with world champions.
Love that call out. Anto, you have some learnings for us. What do you got in the quick scope from game 1?
Yeah, it's more so like trying to make reason of what happened here at the end of this hard point. I know a lot of you guys are wondering how they're able to steal it, but this is wild. So you're going to see basically everybody on Atlanta dies in this situation. They're going to clean everybody up if you're Optic Texas, and then they're all going to spawn back here if you're Atlanta. Sip instantly calls in the streak, and then let me jump back in. Let's play it. Let's actually talk through it, and then I'll draw. But listen, so right here, Optic are finding all the kills. Dashy finds a massive 2. Simp's like, okay, I'm going to call this streak in, and this is what I want you guys to focus on when we get into real time. As the streak comes in, this player obviously has to hide inside a burger. He's just throwing his life away in time, and then Shotzi's going to end up pushing all the way through here and finding 2 kills, which is massive to alleviate pressure. But not only does Simp find a kill with the streak, when he respawns, he opts to just run past Shotzi. Like, he glances for him for a second. Shotzi's going to be sitting here in courtyard. He leaves him, finds 2 kills, and that alleviates enough pressure for Atlanta FaZe to get up in time when Draza hits a route outside. So this is a nutty ending. They're the smallest decisions that decide these maps. But as you can see, the streak comes in. Now if you're Shotzi, which is 2 on your map, he has to make a miracle happen here. I have to find kills. He's going to find the first one on the Draza. He's going to get another one inside the time. Optic have seemingly regained control, but now if you look down here, Sip, the sneaky man, he's going to sneak on through and find a 2 of his own, ignoring Shotzi, which gives them the route. So, like, these types of decisions only the greatest can make, especially in the pressure moments like this, and you see Abizi able to put the icing on the cake.
This is why I think Hardpoint is one of the craziest modes in all of esports. Like, you're having to make insane decisions like that instantly. Like, you don't have time to think about it. You just have to have the vision. And Simp, you could talk about any number of different things. His awareness is literally his best attribute.
10 out of 10.
Question for y'all on the desk. Would you rather see 3 hard points and 2 search and destroys in a best of 5?
Yes, 3 hard points. I love hard points.
In every game except Black Ops 4, yes.
Simp agrees, ladies and gentlemen, because here on the Major, he has been dominating the LAN. A 1.54 KD, 33 kills per 10 minutes. He's dropping 3,500 damage and a whole lot of hill time. What's most impressive on that list of accomplishments?
He's a combination of the best players. He's one of the best players in the game with the best objective stats. There is no holes in his game in any way, shape, or form. He takes a hit, he bounces back even better, and his awareness is better than all of that.
All right, as much love as we just gave Simp and FaZe, it was 1 round. Around 11, it was 4 points in hardpoint. Optic is not done. We'll find out if they can bounce back. Control is ready. We got Maven and Merc.
We'll see. It starts here. If they're going to mount the comeback, can they do it in the control? Nice breakdown from the desk as they're talking through it. And I don't know how I feel about the whole hardpoint search thing. I think if there's like something where the higher seed like can pick if there's an extra hardpoint or search.
Another time.
Yeah. I was thinking about that though. Because control is like, as much as it can lead to some snooze fest, there are some insane moments too. And we always had a third game mode, but this is the third game mode. This is where the reverse sweep, if it's going to happen, Optic have got to do it. Unfortunately, you're going against one of the best control teams ever.
Yeah, I mean, this is what FaZe do, right? They pick Team B, so they control the middle of the series, 2, 3, and 4. This is what they want.
Yep.
And well, you lost map 1 by a couple of points, so that is already trouble for Optic. And yeah, now you have to play Hacienda, right? Because it is up to them what map that they want to pick. And on the year, as we know, FaZe a top 2 control team, Hacienda Protocol their go-to, and well, they are 12-4 on the year. Not many losses.
Got to beat them on their Hasi. Got to beat them on their hardpoint pick.
Yeah.
If you get to a map 5, all right, we got ourselves a combo, but it's going to be so hard. It is.
No, I mean, they were close though, and honestly, that's probably what you're talking about if you're JP, if you're Karma. Listen, guys, you are right there. You are one play away, one scenario away in so many of these maps.
Absolutely.
We can do this.
Mercules has been a superstar in control since he has joined. He has turned around the control for Optic Texas. Can he do it here? A little blessing early on as the nades don't pan out, and I think BC's laughing it up. Not going to make this offensive push much easier with the team kill, but starting to get forward, starting to look for openings. Defense holding. Optic in a good position early.
And listen, you know, you and I have tested a lot of these Hacienda controls, and earlier on, it was a lot more dominant for FaZe. More recently, teams are starting to figure out what they want to do. They're mimicking the gameplay, and their offenses haven't looked as good as before. Abizi, he's going to sneak all the way through. Try to just get onto this B point and pause the clock, because already 45 seconds off of this. Celium watching the flank. They have an idea of where Optic is. Just do the positions on the map.
Progress starting to flow. First bit is done. Big retake now from Optic, and so far so good. Draza in trouble, can't scurry away. They get it done clean. Cell is still coming off a spawn. We'll see what he can find as the other guys pop out towards Rock, but only giving up a tick. 30 seconds remaining. All Optic so far. I thought Mercules was getting put down, but he's able to snap and win it.
But even right there, right, that retake, everybody waiting for each other, going at the same time.
That's what we didn't have.
This is just a different Optic
100%.
So far fundamentally, and they have shown it a couple of days. But well, Abizi and the rest of FaZe now onto this B point. Second tick is in. They want that minute extension.
Dashy maybe staggers it a little bit to pick up one, trying to get in off a spawn. Shotzzy wins a big one. You only have one body on this, so it's not done yet. The question is, do Optic go with this or just let him get the extension? Looks like they're going to leave it for the extension. That nade is close. They're able to combo that, and maybe they do stop it, but you have the minute, you're down 8 lives though.
And they're just going to leave Abizi. The rest of Optic are going to push on forward, so Abizi's going to have to fight on back, or just pretty much play 1 versus 1 versus Dashy. But here comes Abizi. They know this, and well, they're going to pick up on it. But Abizi only has 1 death because he's been in so many of these scenarios. But Shotzi and Hook both going to get taken down. And we know it is only a 1 moment in control where the attacking team get 3-4 on the point and the round can end.
Abizi just continued to finesse. He's been pinned in bottom arches.
It's just him though. I mean, he's been the only one out.
Finally, he gets shut down. The rest of the team now going to have to step it up. Draza dipping a toe in for a moment. Optic just have to trade effectively, and they're in a good position. I thought great little stun there to buy him some time, but as he falls, he's not going to be able to hit the reload or the swap. Nice win there from Shotzi. Time ticket again, 30 to go. Oh, well, a little more ammo there would have been nice.
Yeah, he probably gets that kill, and that's a big thing now. 9 life difference, 20 seconds, so every single pick, so important here for Optic. You have to pause this clock and wait for your teammates off a spawn. We just haven't been able to. Every 1 for 1, and well, that is worst case scenario. That's a double there for Hook. All 4 dead. Optic give up the B point, but that is it.
Shutting it down. I don't know if anyone can even get to A in time. Optic set up, posted up. FaZe just gonna hold the line, not give up any more kills. So, great defense there from Optic. Nearly perfect if it wasn't for that one little moment where you got 3 down.
And honestly, like, outside of Abizi, the other 3 were shut down. I don't know how often they have got across the 50-yard line, but it was not much whatsoever. It put Abizi in a tough spot. so many different times where he's like, do I get back to you guys? I'm pretty much playing a 1 versus 1 versus Dashy.
It's also Abizi's fault, you know, the team kill. No, that team kill did lead. It's part of why they lost that break. And sometimes when you lose the opening break, you know how it is, bro. You're battling uphill throughout.
But how many times when they're on B, are they winning that top office fight, the top halls fight? You just had none of that.
No, not at all. Not at all. They barely touched top office. An Optic strike now on offense. AR out for Shotzi. Slowly progressing behind the utility. Cell's gonna win one fight top halls. Nice shots there from Shotzi. That is clean on the draws. Trying to finesse. Staying up for now. A tough one-on-one versus Cell. Let's see if he can turn this into a tick. He's gonna get some help. Bobby Mercules with the sub in hand. Finding an opening and getting away with his life. 5 HP, but his teammates need a little bit of help towards the point.
Yeah, well, the big thing was that Simp was just kind of roaming bottom secret and top hall, so they were able to find him.
I thought they got the first tick. I realized that didn't actually finish.
Well, they did off of B, and now they're just going to play A. You have Mercules up top trying to find a kill, able to re-snap onto a Abizi. Trade is there from his duo in Simp. So you're working the objective. The problem is here for Optic, you're just not finding many kills right now.
You're starting to. Oh, I thought he was winning that as well. Not finding progress anywhere. I mean, you're close on the lives at least. You're
on a couple, actually. B. They're just playing for A. Well, who's gonna get on B? So you're on both points, and there we go. Yeah, you're gonna get off this. Put another player on that B point. Force FaZe to have to rotate all the way through.
Shotzi in the key position though. Top office. He can decide things. Scurrying away, repositioning. Simp able to chase him down though. Mercules wins a big one-on-one. Second tick is done. Minute extension. Waiting here in the wind. Draza is just going to fly at this. Wonder if they were to give it up. Looks like he wants to try and take a fight. He's going to end up dropping. They're going to get both kills, and now you're in trouble. But this is just chaining right over to A.
Well, you're just going to take your time. I think all of Optic were maybe just trying to get top office once again. Find FaZe, but most of FaZe rotated through Rock. And Celium pulls out the sub, able to hit the headshot. But you already have one tick in this point. Abizi's all the way pushed up, but he's by his lonesome. On the other side of the map, it's Dashy. Those two keep finding themselves in these scenarios.
Pook thinking freebie, but not going to be the case. Still over a minute to go, lots of time. Got a couple dead though, so Mercules just going to kind of tuck away in a corner here, wait a pocket and see if he can pounce. Abizi gets stunned, so he's going to try and take the angle, but there always seems to be one more to help for FaZe in some of these top hall fights, but they're still down a couple of lives.
I mean, if you're Optic, you're just trying to find these guys. Like, where is their setup? For the most part, it's top open. It's really just Draza, who is on the closed part of the map. Who's just trying to get to the trade, but a nice little finesse there from Draz. But you get the help from Mercules. Now he's on the point. That's going to force Simp out of position. Hook's going to try to help him. The AR almost connects onto Simp. Needs one more bullet. But Trade's only going to favor Optic to go up 2-0.
Trades only do you so much though. There's only 35 seconds to go. You're probably going to have to get this done around the objective. Barring they're able to pause this for any length of time. I don't know if that 30 seconds is enough to get it down to the live. Second tick though is done. Tick advantage going to FaZe. Optic able to get a couple. Another on the point, just sending it out. Draza flies in, not able to get one. Simp can't be the hero either. No respawns remaining, and that will seal it. Optic up 2-0 in the control. Finally. Some late round scenarios going their way.
Yeah, and it's just the last player alive on some of these objectives. It was really a two-man game at the B point. It was Mercules, and I think Dashy was looking over him a number of times, but Mercules, I mean, he just played his life on B, gives them that minute extension, and you just had so much top office control early for Optic. Gives you that life advantage, puts FaZe in a tough spot. And again, they're just sort of slowing the game down a lot if you are Optic. You're getting into your positions, always having someone there to trade with you, and
I mean, what do we say for the whole year? Solo Chow, Solo Chow, Solo Chow. This is not the Solo Chow team anymore. Working as a unit. I know you were so impressed with their series over Ultra. I mean, they could be up big in this one as well, if not for a couple of moments. But the reverse sweep starts now. They'll get the opening kill and try to chain this into more. Not able to deal with Simp and Abizi so far as they're going forward, taking space. And this is the position that it seemed like you could never get into, never set up.
And they don't know where Mercules is. He actually slipped on through from top halls, but the rest of FaZe are finding kills. Cell trying to up the aggression. He pulls out a sub, but Mercules will match that. He's got both guns in hand, taking gunfights at will.
Second tick is through. BC gets there to help a bit, but Draw's likely going to have to back this up. But he'll get swept off the board. You get some damage done on the objective. You get the 2 ticks, but a good clearance from Optic. Now they can breathe a little bit, but here comes the next wave from FaZe. Trying to push up through his number 8 and Cell. He's not going to find anything. Mercules reads that and deals with it.
And you have Hoop through, so he's going to have a free flank. Well, he's going to be able to take down Sim. So yeah, a lot of these scenarios where normally FaZe are so good around the B balcony, they're just not winning anything. And well, you're in a tough spot now. 45 seconds, you have no map control.
None whatsoever. Optic Control looking spicy. Dashy winning fights, everyone winning fights. Optic finally roaring here in this one. It's 5 straight for Mercules. He is 16-8. He has been taken over in Control since he entered the league, and he is still going. Finally shut down. It's last hope time for Atlanta FaZe.
They are running, but, well, Dashy is here. Doesn't want to overchow, waits for his teammates off spawn, so you should get somebody on the point if you are FaZe. First man up will be draws up, but Dashy deals with him.
Hoop in position. 5 seconds to go. Dashy re-peeks, great job playing his life. Peekaboo, and away we go. Optic Texas now on the board with the convincing Control victory. That is the gameplay you love to see from Optic. Discipline, timing on point, challenges as a group. JP and Karma impressed with that win. We're not done yet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, before yesterday, they were undefeated in Control in Stage 4, right? Your first loss was to Ultra on that protocol. We're not playing protocol, we're playing Hasi, and their Hasi looked damn good. This is kind of what we said with FaZe, like their offense used to be like, almost automatic. But
yeah, Hasi was so good for him. Now it's been flat. It really, really has. It really, really has. Looked flat there. The props to Optic Texas with the massive victory. And now, okay, so red card. You said when you look forward to the hard points, like these were 2 of the best, if not the 2 best for this FaZe team. But we saw some really, really good red card on Friday out of this Optic team.
Yeah, and like while the record for FaZe is good, we've watched some of the games. Like this is one of those maps where they were winning. If they're winning, it's like
10 to
5 plus
20.
10.
Yeah.
It's always close with these guys.
But quickly to the stats, you saw Mercules, a terrific game out of him. Really everybody on Optic putting in with the 3-0 dominant victory into Control. Really the first dominant map we've had. Nail biters through the first 2. Just a commanding and collective effort out of Optic Texas in this one. So impressive on both sides of it.
Yeah, it was that Mercules Dashy just sort of duo. Like he was looking over him. You had the sub on the B point. He never really overchowed.
Bro, they went 3 dead one time. Like in that first offense when they got A or B. I think it was once. I think it was literally one time. And I'll tell you what, if you can only go 3 dead on your defense like one time, yeah, you're going to be winning defense. You should be winning defense. That is the #1 thing you have to avoid. And they did it so brilliantly. All the tiny moments that were going the way of FaZe, not that way in the map 3. What an effort when the pressure is on from Optic. Now, can you take the momentum into this red card? What are you looking for Optic if they're going to take this map forward?
Yeah, can they continue to win rotations, right? I think on the first map rewind, they lost a lot of the big money ones. I mean, they still made it work, but I think they made the game harder on themselves. But yesterday, they were winning most of those. Let's see if they keep that up. Around stage, around the P2s here on red card.
You thought their way to victory was through a map 5.
Yeah, I mean, the Hasi Search and Destroy, FaZe have only played 4 times on the year. It's always been an auto veto. It comes on through. They're not going to play dealership versus Optic, so here we go.
They started to play it a bit when the maps changed. Like, it just never looked all that good. It never has. Not a lot of reps. But we got to get to the map 5 first. It hinges on a red card. This will be the FaZe pick. Map 1 numbers for 2 players in Shotzi and Draza. 41 up for Shotzi, 33 from the CEO. Shotzi, an incredible effort despite the loss. You want more of that in the Map 4. But who's your Optic player to look at? If you had a player to pick just on this red card.
I'm gonna go with Hook on Optic's side, and on the other side, honestly, I'm gonna go with Droz because since that map 1, he has gotten smoked.
I was gonna say Mercules, because what I thought stood out the most in their win over Ultra was how good he was at picking up like those split spawns. I even said it to Karma and JP when I chatted with him briefly. I was like, he picked it up like 3-4 times. Just a split spawn on it, won the gunfight. He's like, yeah, we didn't have to talk to him about that. He just did it as soon as he joined the team. I'm like, oh, I probably made things a little bit easier for you, huh? You know how spawns can get wild here. So many kind of like central hard points that can have splits. The ability to pick them up can be incredible because you don't. It can be like a free pinch that develops for the team trying to break. Look at these last 5 hard points though. You have well, some blowouts, some nail biters, but at most recent, if you missed it, you're gonna wanna watch it. That rewind was insane. Come on, Optic, make the run. Give us a map 5. Away we go, map 4. A rewind. Optic Texas up against the wall, down 1-2 in the series.
Yeah, what we saw from Optic a lot of the times was both Shotzi and Hook pulling out a 3rd, 4th AR, slowing the game down, getting to their setups, but Sim does not care at all. He's got a sub, he's got a pistol, he finds the first 4.
I had people tell me this is his worst title of all time. I was like, all right, sure. He had a rough online stretch, but he is back to it on land. After that incredible moment, though, Optic regain a bit of control. Fighting for spawns. We'll see how it plays out, but fighting for time. Only 10 seconds remaining. Rotating early will be number 8 and Cell towards the point, but rapid all the way through will be Mercules. We'll see what he is able to come away with. A big win from a BC, though, as he gets 2. So suddenly the last guy is Mercules. He's gotten lost behind enemy lines. Do they deal with it?
Yeah, Mercules, he's actually going to influence his spawns. They're going to have no idea Shotzi is there. BC does read it. Draza, he was arches, but Mercules, as you said, he sneaks on through, and those 2 make the play. And this is what they did on Rewind. Nobody really overchallenged. They stayed alive, waited for each other, didn't allow FaZe to get into their setups, and this guy is going crazy.
This life out of Mercules, incredible. We've already got, by the way, about a minute off the clock. It's 16-16. This might be an interesting one. I'm sure teams will start to find a little bit of smoothness to the gameplay. The holds will start to get stronger, the rotations will be on point, but nobody finding a lot of objective early on. We'll see if this turns into a little more time. I mean, Optic have got FaZe spawning where they want them for the upcoming rotation. Trying to keep them pinned in deep. Hoop chained together a couple. That'll be 3 dead for FaZe.
And nobody took a route, right? You tried to retake P2, so now you're fighting through the middle of the map. There is the opener, but already on P3 will be Dashy. Gonna find some of that early time. And this is what we saw from Hook, running another AR and winning gunfights. Also his team spawns over towards Bus, but of course it is Sim pulling out this sub. Him and Abizi playing around the objective.
We have seen some insane P3 holds lately, just going back to the Ultra comeback. Teams turning that into a ton of time. Van working in the favor of Draza as he gets 2, Simp through on the feed, and the comeback starting to happen early here for FaZe. Get the early break behind Simps 2, and now turning this into a nice, solid chunk of time.
Yeah, this was looking so good for Optic.
It really
then
was.
That play happens. They're able to read the split spawn in FaZe. Now you have stage control. Still 12 seconds to get out of this. Sympto right off spawn. He's up to 10 and 5. Double positive. Well, now it's just down to 1 player, and that is exactly when you want all of those kills. BZ not afraid to take any gunfight, just trying to lock down Dashy. So he's able to do, well, Dashy's gonna take him down, but you're on the hill.
Yeah, Simp is just still out and hunting, so you have to worry about him. It's hard to collapse on the point when he's still rotating off of ult. You can't really leave him because you might set him up for freebie, so they go to hold him, but that's just gonna be time the way of FaZe inside the hard point. Once you deal with Simp, now it is go time. Abizi and Draws trying to hold outside. Draws in trouble, and the pressure might be on to Cell inside of the hard point. Draws, you gotta shut him down there. Can't let him get another. It got scary for a moment, but FaZe holding on to the point. Now pushing out your first significant lead.
Yeah, Selian, he wins a gunfight under stage. He's got the crossfire from his AR duo. And now back to the SMGs. One last player in Shotzi trying to contest. Well, he's done a pretty good job here. Celium was here, still is, just trying to find maybe the kill. Well, he's gonna be close to a Hellstorm, is Celium, with all this time earned at P4.
We'll see if he's able to earn that. Finding kills at the other side of it towards next is Simp already out in front. He's had several multi-kills and looking for another, and it's going to be another. Him and Abizi take a 2-on-3 on the other side and win it. Simp up to 15-7. Draws trying to get back to work from camera. Tags into both. That's probably gonna slow down the push here for a second. Maybe sets up Abizi, who's gonna be lurking here for a moment. 50-point advantage for FaZe. Here comes the lurk. Well, never mind. It doesn't turn into anything.
Yeah, and I think that's just communication, right? We heard it in map number 1, but just calling out names. Yeah. Where is Abizi? Shotzi had a nice pinch through the middle of the map, so FaZe had to focus on him. So you've earned some quality time after finding Abizi. But FaZe fighting back 20 seconds here. It's only a 35-point lead.
Hardpoint wiped throughout most of this. We'll keep looking at the play clock. Still like 3 minutes to go, so we'll see if that comes into it. But first set is done. Any massive takeaways?
I don't think so. I think if you're FaZe, you're happy you're winning a lot of these rotations. If you're Optic, a slow start for Dashy at 4-14, but you're still very much in the game.
What did we see earlier? It was an 18-43 out of Kleenex. That was still a dub on red card. Like, who knows what is possible on this particular map and mode? But into the second set as the war continues, and that is clean from Shotzi. Headshots ringing through for Optic Texas. Nobody in the point for now, but now Optic will dip a toe in and try and turn this into some time. FaZe have got spawns for next, but they want to break up some of this P1. And they'll do just that as they pick the player out of it. A team kill comes in off a hook as well.
Yeah, but he's had a nice little crossfire in this position. And he's going to line it up. He's trying to find Abizi. Abizi's going to deal with the one player on the hill, but off spawn, Mercury's just going to get on an objective. While the rest of FaZe have to try to hunt down this man, and he probably wins it if it's anybody else but that guy in Simp.
His hardpoint turnaround's been insane. That was like a couple of maps here at the major. We'll see if he can keep this kind of form, leading the way for the FaZe side. I thought, similar to what Mercules was able to do the last time through, I thought maybe Who could stay up behind enemy lines and turn that into something early. At the point, they're spawning close and trying to flood in. Simp still winning fights though, with the help of Cell. Simp gets 2, he's on 4 straight. Opening though for Mercules to get on in. We go to Simp, who's on the spree.
He's just had both guns. I mean, he's just been roaming around middle of the map. AR, SMG, winning gunfights. Mercules almost found a good timing. But now the problem is 20 seconds left. Draws is going to be out. Abizi's still here. But you're going to get the spawns that you want. If you are Optic, they're just trying to get out towards P3.
Trying to push it out, but running into the hammer. That is Simp. Not allowing them to get through and influence the spawns too much. You take the tail end of that point. Last time Optic were set up here early was what the Simp double that kind of got FaZe in to get a lot of time here. This time they'll have the rotation. And we'll see what they can get off of it. Draws, I thought, lurking perfectly, but Mercules putting in a little dance.
Well, it's what you just talked about. His awareness on some of these lurks, on some of these routes. And he was just ready for someone to be spawning there. But again, Simp in the staircase, Draza with another one. And to me, that is the difference. You have just seen a lot more subplay here from FaZe on some of these hills, and it is paying off. They're finding multi-kill after multi-kill.
That could be the advantage of the early rotation or the early setup. Let your subs get loose. They're not running into a wall of ARs. They're dictating the gunfights, and this guy is dictating everything. Simp, 26-13, double positive on 5 straight, and the lead is extending up over 80, and he is still hunting. Putting on a mixtape now as he's running laps on Optic. We'll see if he can earn the Hellstorm if he's getting close. Not the easiest fight. That is just peeling Dashy off the head like that. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably why Dashy's having that map. Mercules, though, does take her out, but it doesn't matter. He's there for the trade. And well, Hellstorm is going to be in. Simp finds a 10 spree, the triple on a Shotzi.
Everything is going his way. 10 straight, 31-13. He's taking over. Mercules is the one guy that can stop him, the one guy that comes up with a play. But that stretch from Simp has now got you up over 100.
And he's got the Hellstorm now whenever he wants to use that. But you have just had no control of this map. If you are Optic, the subs are running all over you.
And he's right back to running through you. 33-14. Soaking up the time, doing it in the objective, doing it in the slang, doing it in transition. That's the other side of the tiny tears, cleaning you up. Optic, such an effort to control to bring this back. They battled through the map 1 and 2, but now getting blown out. 10 points needed for FaZe to close this out. They got 2 of their best hard points, and they're looking to seal the deal. The tears cannot be silenced. One look at the final hold for Optic Texas. Any break for FaZe will seal it.
Yeah, I imagine this is where you potentially use that Hellstorm if you are Simp. It feels like they're waiting for that, but they might not need to because you got this man on your team to open up the point. He's gonna finesse with Simp, just weaken up as many players as possible. Trying to get freaky is a beezy, but Hook continues to hang on.
Oh, he got freaky in that map 1. I mean, Dashy was taking it from behind for a BC, and this map kind of the same, 9-29. Dashy is getting slammed. If they stop, listen, we've seen insane comebacks on this map. We already casted a 100-point comeback. That was a very similar scoreline. Honestly, right around 100-point advantage. Can Texas be perfect? Can Optic somehow do this? Start to click and steal one away. Mercules, maybe the guy that's gonna lead it. 24-27 right now.
But it's just every second. Yeah, I mean, you fight this, and what does that do? That drags Shotzi over.
Okay,
But,
all right,
and you're gonna win
now.
rotation, so second by second, you're getting back into the game.
We have had just nutty comebacks on red card. Can they do it? Plenty of play clock to work with. Mercules again finding multis. They'll be inside the hard point, 40 seconds left to earn. They have to stop one break. Now that's gonna be the tiny tears going through. They're gonna get 2, they're gonna get 3. They go into the point, 5 now needed for the win. FaZe looking for another top 3, and they have got FaZe move on to the winner's side of the bracket. Dude, if they're going to be playing like this in Hardpoint, if Sim's going to have a turnaround on land versus what he was doing online, okay. I mean, we knew it was the pain point. We know it was what they were working on. They were working on the Hardpoint big time. All we heard was search was the focus. It had to become Hardpoint with their slide. They win both hard points here. Granted, map 1, they steal. That's an insane one, but that was not a steal. That was a domination.
No, and that was going to be, you know, sort of the discussion, right? Optic's map pool is going to be tested by the top teams, and I think it was. Like, FaZe just puts them into a really tough spot of what do we want to play when you don't have a vault to rely on. And the only thing is like there was a skyline open if you wanted to. Maybe that goes different in map 1, but they had a chance to win the rewind.
No, they really did. And like, as much as that ends on like a sour note, I think for Optic, just because they get blown out in the map, and Dashy has a really rough one, like, that's a winnable series. You look at map 2, that is a very, very winnable series. Like, it is a frustrating loss, it is a painful loss, but you're not out of the set. You're gonna have to make a loser's run. Hell, anything from this point forward feels good based on the year you've had. It's been pain and misery for Optic. They still have a chance to make a run into a top 3, to do something they haven't been able to do all year. You're seconds, moments away from taking it. Just a tough one there for Dasher. He's 16 assists. He was putting in damage, obviously, but just nothing working for him. And that's kind of what happens, I think, when you play a position like an AR, and while the subs are eating like FaZe, I mean, you're just in hell.
Well, and what I was going to say is, like, FaZe is the only team that's doing this sort of 2 SMG meta. Like, maybe Thieves at times on specific kills, but for the most part, Abizi and Simp have them out the entire time on red card.
Yeah,
and no one else is really doing that.
Yeah.
So this time it works out. We've seen it in the past not work out.
Yeah, I think when you're a step ahead, it works great.
Yeah, when you're winning early rotations, especially on some of those hills, yeah, it's working out great.
No, it certainly is. The hard point looking drastically improved for FaZe, and if they're going to take their 3rd major on the year, it's going to be behind that hard point. They needed improvements desperately. It has been the focal point of the training and improvement through scrims and the online qualifiers.